we are both pastors at Valley Christian Family in Northern California, a city called Redding. I was encouraged. We had early in orientation just learning about philosophy of Living Water International, this wash water project that they have. What encouraged me was just the intentionality of using their wisdom and knowledge of water and resources and how to best use that to benefit for the welfare of people who are thirsty, and also as an avenue to bring the good news of Jesus Christ. My end, and many of us just think, well, why don't you just go drill a well? And there's just so much more thought and prayer and planning. I was most impacted when we visited the community of Las Troches. We were welcomed with song and singing. They brought out the community. They had an evangelical pastor, a Catholic leader of the church as well. And there was just such joy because that was the day we began drilling for clean water in that community. And I just thought, what a practical way to pave the way, to demonstrate God's love, to preach the gospel.
We were here drilling in Las Troches?
Las Roches.
Yes. And we just started the well today. Let's see, we got about, we were maybe about, it was 3 meters each, so we were getting 6 to 9 meters deep. But there are about 200 to 250 people in this community, about 50 homes or so, and their drinking water is contaminated. And so this well will obviously bring health and vitality and better survival for this community.
It was really great. We got to interact with some of the churches, some of the pastors of the community this morning.
There are thirsty people in need of clean water in southern Honduras. We as a church, we began to pray for people we had never met, and then we began to give at our Christmas offering. And so the money and the sacrifices and the prayers that we've given for people we never met, well, we got to meet some of those people today. We got to pray together with them. We got to sing together our national anthems. We got to sing praises to God as well. We got to teach through a Bible story, Jesus with the woman at the well. And we got to see some of the people that God sees.
We're so thankful that we had the opportunity to come here and see this. And when we came, not knowing a whole lot about what it was going to look like, the mission, how we could partner with Living Water, but it was exciting to be able to see in this community, the community of Choluteca. It's a lot bigger than just one city. We're dealing with a 5-year plan that Living Water has. In 5 years, they're hoping to reach 56 communities spread out over this larger area, the region of Choluteca. That's around 27,200 people. They're hoping to get involved with at least 136 water projects that they've scouted out. That would be 78 new wells, 30 rehabilitation, 16 upgraded wells, meaning they would install an electric pump instead of a hand pump. And then that would be collaborating, like I said earlier, with over 50 churches. So we're excited in that process. Also, that includes the education of hygiene and biblical teaching. So we're excited.
Came on this trip based on an email I received from Andy, and we connected via Zoom. I was interested in expanding our partnerships for short-term trips.
We visited a pastor who was part of a prison ministry, and they built a well there, and you can see just the community. As they built the well, they was able to share stories also how they ate with the inmates, and you can hear testimonies of the inmates in there, how they have changed their lives, and there was even pastors that were inmates, and just so many stories through a well. Again, God's using Living Water to build wells, but just what comes after that, it's amazing how there's so many testimonies behind each well.
I think the best I can say for as an experienced mission pastor going on many trips, this would be a great trip to introduce your church to missions. It's the accommodations are good, the food is good, transportation is safe, it's organized. They soup to nuts have everything ready for you, and the work is significant. Your people are going to be impacted. They're going to come back with stories to tell. And
I love the way the staff treated us. They were so honoring. So any questions you have, they answered.
Just a fulfillment of what Andy presented to me as a holistic project that Living Water does. I wanted to do more than a well project. Well projects are very important. They're significant in the community and significant for the individuals that benefit from them. But I also wanted to see what the holistic approach that Living Water took, and that was validated during the trip. What a very well done. First off, the staff. Just very professional. The presentations they gave were professional. The way they handled themselves, everything was done with excellence. Then and everything, I'm talking from the well site to the community visits, the way they presented it to the community, the storytelling module, I thought that was just excellent.
To hear the stories of schools being 30 years without water, it's difficult to even just think about, water not having, school not having water for 30 years. And now, because of Living Water, they have water in the schools and they can give water to the community. And just to hear the stories about people walking 30 minutes with jugs to come get water, and stories about kids having to bring their own water to school so they can use the bathroom and wash their hands. It was amazing to me to watch what Living Water is doing. And they're not only just giving water, they're changing lives, because in the middle of the water projects, there's people being ministered to, there's people being cared for, there's so much going on, so much more going on than just building wells.
And also I think that when you hear stories when you hear in the storytelling module we went to, it was the validation of that working is the participation of the community.
Coming into the trip, I felt I had a good understanding of the function of Living Water, drilling, providing clean water, education on hygiene and sanitation. Coming out of the trip, I was very impressed with how well each of the staff members seemed to know the other pieces of the puzzle.
I came in with a very limited knowledge of Living Water International. We found the organization on Google, looking for someone to work with in Kenya. And on this trip, we really got to see firsthand what Living Water is all about, how engaged each of the staff members are. They don't care just about the water, they care about the living water also. Even the driller on the water well pump knows about the living water and can speak to it. And very impressed with that, the organization of the trip, and excited to look forward to see how we can partner together in Kenya.
To establish a relationship first before that well even gets put into place, and there's certain criteria that they have to meet in order to receive the well. That was a surprise to me and a good one, because all of the studies done in missions will tell you that there needs to be some buy-in on that end for there to be a sustainable solution to whatever the problem is.
And they were very engaged with it.
Yes.
I loved it.
Yes, it was so well done. I'm so thankful to have been able to go on this trip and to really be able to report back to my church what a great partner we have.
Yeah.
They talked a lot about what they do needs to be reproducible.
Yeah.
So I had a chance to go see at one of the churches in the village that their people from that community were then putting on the class that they had been taught by the staff of Living Water.
Wow.
Yeah.
We were welcomed like we were the president of the country, and made them feel so welcome. The economic impact that this makes on each community, it's astounding. We're talking millions over these 5 years that living water will be in the Choluteca area. It's amazing. This is changing an entire region, not just economically, but spiritually also. They're getting impacted with the living water of Christ.